Alright, so I'm going to be trying a really cool project, and this table is perfect for the project that I want to try. This is a Space Invaders Taito Satomi Sammy thing. Satomi was Sammy. I didn't even know Sammy went this old, but it's not actually Taito. It looks like Taito, but it's Satomi, it's Sammy, whatever. It's Space Invaders. Thing's totally in Japanese. It's even got one of these little indoor use only stickers, which are very common on Japanese import machines, even though this is my first machine that actually has one of these stickers. This didn't have one. This didn't have one at all, and neither did any of my other actual Japanese imports, so this is kind of cool to be my first one. Even though I never picked it up from Japan, it's got a nice little Indianapolis permit sticker that's gonna stay, because why would I remove that? But yeah, so this is a Cocktail Space Invaders thing. It's pretty cool. It's a little different in here, but it's also very similar. The layout's totally the same. This board's weird. This cage is different, and these pots are weird. Nice sound layout though, and they socketed the amps, the noise generation, the input multiplexers, and the 7417s, which are also used in the sound. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. This was like what? Still running 100 volts. Yeah, that's still running 100 volts. They didn't change anything. Get a load of this. There it is. There it is. So where's your ground? Well, it's optional. Here it is. So, yeah. Got the screen. So the reason I have this is because I want to do something to this. This is fun. I have an idea. So the reason I bought this was because I wanted to do a little project. I wanted to convert this game that runs Space Invaders to another game of the same hardware. People do this all the time in Japan. People do this all the time in America. People do this all the time in planet Earth. You ever heard of Vortex? They did it everywhere. And this game is no exception. So here's the game. I got a little instruction card of it right here. It's Yazaku to Donpei, or whatever. It's got birds in it. It's Space Invaders with birds in a tree. And there's a guy that cuts down the tree, so it's like a time limit. Kind of like in Space Invaders, if the Space Invaders hit the ground, you lose. Just doesn't matter, you lose, game over. First order of business though is getting this cabinet to work 100%, because you can't just convert your board without knowing if it works or not. That's kind of stupid. So we're gonna get this thing restored up real nice. This is annoying. We're gonna fix that. So that's cool. Inspected by Showa 54-4. So what is that? That's 1979 April. Inspected by a date. I guess that makes sense. Usually when I see inspected by, I think person, but whatever. Here we go, let's get started. I think this first part's pretty straightforward. You just find out where you need to put your screw, or staple, or my brain. And you just press the button. I'm actually gonna do it like this. That's fine. And then I could probably replicate the hole for this one. Not bad. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so I got the board out. This is the cage. P3. Part 3. 3 boards. I don't know. It is a very strange card system, card rack. Yeah. So let's see, I got these ribbon cables disconnected. I should probably plug these back in for some tests that I need to run. I am going to do a couple really cool tests. So this is how I do 8080 sets, especially like this. You want to have them both connected, I would assume. Maybe it doesn't matter, but I think it does. And the way works is we're going to test for shorted tantalum capacitors. So the way we do this, it's pretty simple. It's really simple. The little multimeter here. Got it running. It's on a 1. This is an old multimeter, but the way it works is I'm going to put one pin on, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm trying to do. Checking ground connections. Looks pretty good. Move it over. I'm going to check the 5 volts. There is no way to check 12 volts on a board like this, or not 12 volts, -5, unless I do the RAM board specifically, but usually there's no problem with that. Yep, that's not a dead short. Okay, cool. And the other test here is I got one of these multiplexer chips out. This will let us know if the 5 volts got overvolted. It's another cool idea, and I've never had a board that overvolted on the 5 volts. Now let's see what we got. This little crappy cheap Chinese tester. Nope, it's good. Okay, it's good. So that's how you can check to make sure that your stuff is in good shape. Now I'm not gonna say that it's in great shape, but it's definitely salvageable, that's for sure, so we can confirm that all the 5 volt chips work. Now I just need to know how the ROMs are, the RAM, the CPU. That's all stuff that uses 12 volts. Also these LM3900s are a big user of the 12 volt stuff. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What's up with that? Why would they, what is that, like an 8-pin or a 16-pin socket for a 14-pin chip? What's up with that? Why would they do that? Whatever. Also, wait, hang on. Is that the amp? That's the main amp, isn't it? It has no heat sink on it. That's weird. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. So let's pop out this ROM board. Let's take a look at the ROM board. That's why I had these connectors out, because I was gonna show the ROM board off. Also, by the way, this is how the I was gonna show this off too. These screws right here, you just untighten them a little bit. You can remove the clips or whatever you want to call them. Here is a ROM board being taken out by me. Okay. Okay, so here it is. Here it is. Nichicon ceramic disc capacitors. Never saw those before. Kind of cool though. Definitely a board that uses 2708s. And these are using the blue sockets. The blue sockets are pretty nice, I think. These might be different. These might be different blue sockets. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is what I can do is I can rewrite the 2708s, but my preferred method of rewriting these boards, super simple. There are conversion methods. You can just change these jumpers around. You change these 2 jumpers, and with this system, you don't have any jumpers in the middle. You just have these capacitors, and I think you just remove like one of these and then one of these, and then you do that for all the sockets you're going to be using. So you take 2 off of here, you just populate 2 there. It's really simple, and once I get to doing it, I'll show you what I mean. But yeah, these boards are nice to work on. I love these ones. Okay, now we're going to move on to dismantling the monitor system. So while we have this out, let's take a look and see what we're working with here. Looks like we have some interesting components here. Are those 2 large resistors or something? There's our fan. I didn't hear that run, so I don't know what that's about. Power supply is down here. Looks very similar to a Taito power supply, even maybe is, but I don't know yet. Maybe I actually don't have to take the monitor out to work on this. Maybe I can just somehow squeeze this out. I don't know. We'll try that, but I don't have to work on this monitor. This monitor should be fine. Okay, we got the power supply out. Let's take a look at it. We'll even compare and contrast between a real Taito power supply. So obviously it says Taito here. It doesn't say Taito here. In fact, it doesn't say Taito anywhere on this power supply at all. And it doesn't say anything on this side, but there's Taito here. But there is just nothing here, but the layout's exactly the same. So I don't know about any burn up tantalums. Maybe there are some, but I do see a roached resistor right there. So we actually might have a transistor error. We will figure that out. I'm fucking dying, and here's why. I had to take my Gorf out of my room. I'm done with this voice. So I took the Gorf out of my room, and I promoted it to arcade because why not? Here's the problem, doctor. Here's the little garage outside door kind of thing part of the house. What do you call this? Like the fucking turd part of the house? Whatever. Comes out to the garage. You gotta go down these awful steep steps, and then you gotta figure out how to trash can. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta come through this way. Look at this. Narrow space. Gotta come down here. Here's this dumbass dolly I always use when I go get a game. Had to move all this just so I could fit this little turd in here. Alright. I need some LED bulbs for this. Please. Right. Anyway, all that work. And then, alright, had to move all this. Here's my power situation. Bullshit. Now all this is working, but yeah, this is the whole power situation right here. Alright, so I had to figure that out. And we're good. Everything is as it should be. So, whatever. Road Race and Road Race and Pulsar don't have ground plugs, and they don't shock me whenever I use them, so whatever. Sega just doesn't. Sega games don't shock you without a ground plug. You know what does? Probably this. Let's see what else did. MegaTech. Oh yeah. These games will. They have no problem shocking you. They will. You want to put a quarter into MegaTech? Prepare to get bit. All right. This is what happens. Bad grounding. I don't know. But no, that took too long, and that took me a lot of pain and suffering, and now the pain is over. Now I can rest my hernia and not have a problem. I hope not. Okay, so a little bit of an update. It's been a couple weeks. The skies are now gray, and it is starting to become less summery. Honestly, this kind of weather is pretty nice. It's like overcast, pretty chilly. It's got a night. We got like a high of 74. But right now it's nice and chilly. I kind of like it. It's not too chilly, but it's chilly just enough. We're talking about the power supply, and I'm going off on another tangent. I did a little bit of work to this cocktail off camera because, you know, that's just what I'm good at, is not filming what I do. I'll explain. So I started with the power supply, and obviously, you know, that roached resistor it's still in there. Guess what? It's not completely trashed. This resistor is still operable. It is fine. This resistor's fine. It measures fine. It is fine. It stays. However, what was causing the short was not the transistor. It was one of these capacitors. Lots of tantalums, like I said, were shorted. Lots of shorted stuff. These two capacitors that you see now that are now electrolytic, those were replaced. I think there was another one. Oh, there it is. So yeah, those three electrolytics were trashed, gone, and I had to replace them. I did not replace all the tantalums. I only replaced a few. I just replaced what's necessary. What's crazy about these power supplies is that a regular Taito, and I'm talking about these. the power supplies that are in these. Awesome power supplies. Easy to work on. Simple. Freaking simple. Good stuff. These are different. These have more going on. And it's really strange to me because they're more compact, right? But there's more going on inside them. So the problem in this one, and I measured, we have 5 volts, negative 5 volts, and 5 volts, negative 5 volts, and 12 volts, right? So that's all you need for Space Invaders. You don't need negative 12, you don't need 18, you don't need 176, okay? You just need those 3 voltages. Here's the problem, Doctor, okay? There's like a separate 12 volt supply in here, and there's like 18 unregulated. I don't know. When I look at a power supply and I see 12 volts, I'm like, okay, great, it's got 12 volts. Not the case. Not the case. Not the case with this thing. There's another 12 volt supply somewhere in this power supply. There's no schematic. And I need to get it fixed. Because I have all my voltages to the ROM board, but I do not have the voltages to the soundboard. So that's definitely not going to work for me, because I believe the voltage trickles through the soundboard's connectors into the RAM board. So obviously you're just going to have a dead game, and that's kind of what I got. So what I need to do is I need to find out which one of these lucky winners, I believe this is power on reset stuff, which one of these lucky winners, and I tested all these transistors, they're all good to go, or voltage regulators, you know, whatever, they're in a transistor package, they're the transistors or voltage regulators, I don't care which, you know what I'm talking about. I'll keep working with this, I'll keep figuring it out. Pretty close, so I can't say anything, anything's real bad. Nothing is burning anymore, so I guess that's a plus. On the vein of other things, let's see. I've completely taken this glass out. Now it was flaking. It was flaking around the part where there would be like this little cutout. I don't know what that's for. I don't know why there's a cutout, but there is. It's on every Taito cocktail like this. It's like on every cocktail ever. And well, I took it out and I just completely used like this crazy. So I went to the store to buy some citrus strip, just as I usually would. And then I saw like the citrus strip spray, and I'm like, you know what? This is cheaper. I'm gonna buy this. Holy shit, that's some good stuff. I sprayed the amount that I needed to, and well, I just gotta say that on glass, I can control the amount much better than I can with a paintbrush and some goop. I don't know. I'm gonna try using that spray more often. I messed up here. I messed up here, and I need to add a little bit more to get this kind of masked off. But that's okay. That's the only fault. That's the only flaw. And then this right here is the soundboard. Yeah. So Zaku to Donpei uses an external soundboard for most of its sounds, and I have a soundboard coming for this that I got from well, you know, the land of the rising sun. You know how it is. Where else would I get something like that? So I took this little piece of Luon, because that's exactly what an op from 1970s Japan would use. And I just jerry cut a hole right like that. So the soundboard's gonna sit there, and these mount into the holes on the PCB. And I'm gonna have the wires run through there, through this hole. And this large shenanigan is just so you can trim, so you can adjust the trimmer pots. So that's what that's about. This is coming along nicely. Obviously, once I get the power supply going, it's onto the board, and I'm sure that's going to be fun. So we'll see where that goes. For now, that's about it. I don't really have much else to add other than good start so far. So once I get more going on, we have more to talk about.